Welcome back to These Things Are Written. On the new week, and as we begin this new week, we begin a new book, a new prophet. This is Jonah. Now, most of us know the story of Jonah and the great fish and many things with it. So hopefully as we read over this, you will get to understand a little bit better of what the story is and why it is important to us today as well. So let's begin. We're going to start with the first 6 verses of chapter 1 of the book of Jonah. Now the word of the Lord came to Jonah, the son of Amittai, saying, Arise, go to Nineveh, the great city, and call out against it, for their evil has come up before me. But Jonah rose to flee to Tarshish from the presence of the Lord. He went down to Joppa and found a ship going to Tarshish. And he paid the fare and went down into it to go with them to Tarshish, away from the presence of the Lord. Let's stop there for a while. First of all, we're looking at Jonah, the son of Amittai. That's really all we know about Jonah in this passage. But yet, as we look at other scripture, 2 Kings chapter 14, verse 25, we see Jonah mentioned again, that he prophesied during the reign of Jeroboam II. That was also the king during the time of Amos's prophecy. So most likely during that time, and remember, Amos was prophesying of the destruction of Jerusalem, of Samaria, the northern kingdom. Here, Jonah is going to another nation. He's called to go to Nineveh, the wicked city of the Assyrians. Now, the Assyrians were a growing world power, threatening Israel, threatening Judah and the other lands. So let's take a look a little bit at the map. We see that Nineveh is to the north and east of Samaria or Israel, and Judah, its capital city, Jerusalem. It is the orange color there. Nineveh is the capital. I've circled that in blue so you can see that. Now it says that the evil was coming up before me, the Lord said. In other words, God is not just the God over Israel and Judah, but over all nations. As we look at the map again, we see that instead of going to Nineveh, following the route that would be shown in the yellow, instead he went to Joppa, which is a seafaring city on the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. And it says that he was fleeing to Tarshish. Now, Tarshish is an uncertain location. 2 possibilities are shown by the red paths. One is going north to Tarsus, which is modern-day Turkey, to hide there. The other is Tartessus, which is in Spain, which is often the one that people thought that he was going. As far as he could go, regardless, you do not need a boat to get to Nineveh. That is a sea trip. It shows that Jonah was trying to, as it says, hide away from the presence of the Lord. Let's continue now with verse 4. But the Lord hurled a great wind upon the sea, and there was a mighty tempest on the sea, so that the ship threatened to break up. Then the mariners were afraid, and each cried out to his God, and they hurled the cargo that was in the ship into the sea to lighten it for them. But Jonah had gone down into the inner parts of the ship and had lain down and was fast asleep. So the captain came and said to him, What do you mean, you sleeper? Arise, call out to your God. Perhaps the God will give a thought to us that we may not perish. The story of Jonah shows the Lord's action in the world. First of all, the action to call Jonah to go to Nineveh to save those people from the destruction that was coming to them. Second of all, the wind and the storm that God sent when when Jonah disobeyed. The men saw, once this happened, that there was nothing that they could do. So they were calling out to their gods. Remember that this was a time of great polytheism, many gods, and they worshiped more than one gods, different gods from different areas. So the captain came to get Jonah as well and said, we need you to pray to your God. Maybe one of these gods will be able to help us get through so we will not perish. We see the problem. God called Jonah to go one way, he went another, and now God had sent a storm to get him to do what he wanted to do. We'll pick up tomorrow with chapter 1, a better understanding and the next explanation as we see what happens to Jonah. Hope you'll join us then. God bless.